Thanks for hanging here and stay with us. Um, we are so excited to talk a little about behind the scenes about the Shelfies, some trends we've been seeing, some cool products. So make sure that if you have any questions about the Shelfies, drop them here in the chat. And before I get started, just also make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post all the webinars recording, podcast recordings, and we're going to start to create exclusive content for the YouTube too. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we're going to kickstart. We're going to start with some introductions. So make sure that you also introduce yourself here in the channel because we can follow the channel and see all your comments here. So I know some of you already did that. So let us know where are you located, which brand are you with. So Caitlin, I would love for you to do a quick intro about yourself.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Bricker. I am the editor here at Startup CPG. I'm located in the Boston area and I come from the CPG world. I am a former buyer. My specialty was in body care, personal care, beauty products, but I am very much living in the CPG world and all things CPG these days.
Awesome. And you have been with us for?
Since October, and this is my
Okay.
first Shelfie season.
Yeah, that's crazy. It seems like that you joined, I don't know, years ago.
It does seem that way. I can't believe it's coming up on a year
I
shortly, but
know.
it's been fun.
Yeah. Kiki.
Hello, I'm Kiki. I'm the social media manager with Startup CPG. This is my second year doing the Shelfies. Yeah, it's been good. A lot overwhelming, a lot of products. We got like 1,800 products this year, so excited to talk about some of them.
Yeah. And hi, I'm Patricia. I'm the head of marketing and community here at Startup CPG. And this is my third year, I believe. And it's just amazing to see how much have we grown since the first year. The first year we got like this is our fourth Shelfie. So I was not a judge in the first year, but I do remember we got like 400 products and now we are up to like 1,800, which is insane. Um, so just a quick overview about the Shelfies. This is a free award program that we recognize very emerging CPG brands from beauty to pet food, beverage, sauces, you name it. Anything that you put in your body and on your body, basically. Um, and the only cost that you have is to send products to 3 locations. At least this year was for 3 locations. And that's all. So everyone that applied for February to May, the finalists will be announced in August. I know that's a common question, so I'm already getting out of the way. And then winners are going to be announced in September. And today's goals will be we're going to show some submissions, talk about some like highlights or brands that stood out for us and why, talk about trends, and of course, answer all your questions. So make sure that you drop them here in the chat. So Kiki, can you like tell us a little bit, since you're here for the second year, what was a trend that you saw this year that it was not happening last year?
Mm. Um, yeah, there's a few trends that I've noticed this year that are newer. I might be totally pronouncing this wrong, but Ayurveda, is that how you say it? I've noticed that on a lot of like different packaging of products. Like I've seen it on beauty products. There was the Chandan Radha, which was like kind of like a powder supplement that was to support like your hormones. Um, and then just like some spice blends, but I didn't really know what Ayurveda meant until like this year because I started like, Googling it and whatever, but it basically is like an Indian like food is medicine kind of philosophy. I'm sure there's like way more that goes into it, but that's just like my brief understanding. So that's something that was a trend that I noticed this year. Also, as far as like ingredients go, matcha. I saw matcha in a lot of different stuff. Um, of course, like obviously like lattes. Like we had the Wild Orchard matcha lattes. They had like black matcha. I have some products here with matcha in it too. Like we got these like mochi. Yeah, mochi cake. It's like a microwavable cake matcha flavor, which was good. And then this is another one. It's a matcha lychee tea from Tatsu Tea that we got. But I think that's like a trendy, like flavored ingredient right now is matcha. Hmm. And I really think just like a lot of ethnic foods and ingredients we saw a lot of this year, especially Asian food. I know for just from going to like trade shows and stuff, like Asian cuisine is like booming right now, especially Korean stuff is super trendy. So you're seeing a lot of like gochujang, bulgogi. Sorry if I can talk today. Gimbap. What else? Oh, we got those vegan cream puffs, which were really good. Um, we got like some different ramens, soba noodles. I mean, really, the list goes on. We got so many Asian inspired things this year. So that's definitely one. What about you, girls?
Well, you held up the mochi cake, and I started to notice a trend with ube. Ube was everywhere this year. We saw it in the mochi cakes, we saw it in chocolate bars, we saw it in popcorn, pancake mixes. I think there may have also been a sauce brand that submitted that had ube in it. Um, I don't know if I really knew what the ube flavor was prior to the Shelfies, but now I will never forget. And the color, I mean, in the chocolate bar specifically, I could be completely butchering the name of this chocolate brand, but I want to say it was Galleon. You opened it up and it had like this really nice flower on it, or the chocolate bar was in the shape of a flower, and the color was unbelievable. It was like this deep, rich, beautiful purple color.
Yeah, my mother-in-law loved that chocolate. She was like literally obsessed. Um, Guys, I'm so sorry. We had to join live in a different link. So welcome again. I'm so sorry. We really had a technical issue today, but I'm trying to tell everyone that we are in this link. Um, so if you guys just want to drop here in this chat so all the judges can see which brand are you with and where you're located, that would be amazing. And again, sorry for make you guys double post, even though it's a rule that we don't let you do in Slack. um, so we are talking about some trends. I think for me was like a lot of pecans. We had like other nuts having their time before during last years, but was basically everything pecans, like milk, savory mixes, sweet and salt mixes. Uh, Even though we're making a joke because Kiki had to get her EpiPen because
Yeah,
she was having, yeah,
that was an eventful, oh my gosh, experience of the Shelfie Awards. But yeah, long story short, found out during this Shelfie season that I'm allergic to nuts, so that's fun. EpiPen holder for life.
and it was so interesting because I think a lot of things this year were nuts, especially the pecans.
We got a lot of nuts this year. We did. Ton of
Tons.
nuts.
Yeah. And I think one other thing that I noticed this year too was sauces, especially like Indian sauces. Um, I was amazed because I think the like years before we didn't get a lot of the sauces, but this year it was insane. Like I don't maybe got like over 100 sauces. Am I exaggerating?
Not an exaggeration, no.
Yeah, sauces was a really big category. Sauces and seasonings.
Yeah. Well, seasonings this year was not as big as last year. I would say last year was more like dry seasoning
Mhm.
than this year.
I have a lot of cooking in my future.
A lot of cooking. Um, so guys, if you have any questions about the shelfies or anything that you want to ask or know, just drop in the chat. We can follow all your questions here. Um, So, girls, I know I don't have any products here with me because I had to move and I try a lot of like everything before I left. But what are some cool products that you have on your table? Like, is the packaging that caught your attention? Was the flavor?
I'll share one. I just finished a cup of coffee at 3:15 p.m. and it's because it was decaf from Savorista. I don't drink caffeine, so when I saw decaf coffee come through, I was psyched.
You
That was a
know,
very
the
exciting one.
coffee, the non caffeine has been, a conversation for a while, but I think this year it was higher, I would say, like with these brands that are like just the number of brands that are applying that has this mission. And then also, I think just talking to people with around trade shows and events, so many people stop drinking caffeine because of anxiety or jitters. Um, but a cool brand that I saw, they didn't apply for the Shelfies, but just adding here, it was a caffeine-free matcha.
Mm,
I just saw in the LA event we hosted
I'm
a few
intrigued
weeks
by that.
ago. And I think that's a cool and interesting innovative product because I never seen that. I know you, Caitlin, avoid caffeine. Kiki doesn't drink caffeine, and some other people from our team too.
Yeah, it's definitely I think it's a rising trend, just like among people. Maybe also just like people our age, like in our 30s. But I don't think that the market has caught up to it yet. Like I'm seeing some things emerge, but I think that's going to be a trend we see in the future. But definitely alternative energy is something like the cas- what's it called, the cassava berries,
Cascara.
cascara. That it was a trend I noticed. I'm seeing more and more brands using that ingredient in their products, which I'm here for because it is caffeine, but it's like a way lower dose of caffeine because it's the fruit part of the coffee plant, not the bean. So it's like a lower dose of caffeine. So like I feel like I can drink that and not feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack. So I appreciate that. And then kava is another one
Mm.
I've been noticing at trade shows and as like an alternative energy form. And then there's oh, I had it here. I thought I did. I had like another, oh, here it is. Sorry, I have so much stuff on my desk. This is like a coffee alternative with ashwagandha that we
Oh,
got. Um, although I'm with you, Caitlin. Like I would rather just drink like a good decaf coffee, but I do like to see these alternatives in the space because, yeah, I unfortunately something happened to me after about the age of like 25, and I just cannot. I don't play well with caffeine anymore.
Yeah, it was 2020 that did me in on the caffeine.
Yeah.
we have a
Um,
question. Have you guys noticed if cricket powder became more common?
I think I only saw one bug product this year. I could be mistaken, but I think that's all I feel. Don't take this personally, anybody in the chat, but I feel like cricket powder and like cricket ingredients kind of like peaked in maybe 2018-ish. That's when I feel like I saw a rush of those types of products, and now I don't really see them anymore. But then again, it's not something I am personally looking for on the shelves, so maybe it's just not something that's calling my attention.
Yeah, I don't think I just think I remember one product too. But I
yeah,
haven't
when
seen
you were
much, even around going to trade shows, and I haven't heard much.
No, I haven't seen it either. I think last year we got two products. One was for humans and one was for dogs, which like I'm here for the cricket dog stuff. But I think it's just like it's one of those ingredients like I think you have to be kind of an adventurous eater to be like, yeah, I want to eat this cricket protein bar cookie or whatever it is. Like it's not for me. It's definitely an exotic ingredient.
Yes.
Caitlin, any other product on your table that you either like the packaging or taste or ingredients?
Um, yes. Pecan Amore. This was just nice to see come through because a lot of the nuts that we receive tend to be more on the sweet side of things, and this was garlic parm, which was very nice. Um, and then in line with the nuts too, we had, I was surprised by how many vegan parmesan submissions we got. These are just some of them. We've got Panachisa, Eat Vegan Art, and Rio Good. I was surprised, but I love a vegan parm, like vegan mac, sign me up. And then granola galore. Um, like an unbelievable amount of granola, but I did really like to see granolas that were coming through that did not have cane sugar in them personally, like the maple sweetened ones, agave sweetened, date sweetened. Those are pretty cool to see. I feel like those are definitely differentiators among granola, is finding alternate sweeteners that are still natural sweeteners but not cane sugar.
We
Yeah.
get a lot of granolas every year.
So many.
Granola City, Granola City. I would say too, in addition to like alternative sweeteners and like less sugar or no sugar, is the nut-free movement in granola. A lot of like allergen-friendly granolas on the market, which I have a new appreciation for.
Right.
But yeah, um,
And
the
then
your drink.
mhm.
Sorry, Caitlin's drink reminded me of this brand.
I enjoyed those.
Yeah, it's like hydrogen infused water. So I when I first read hydrogen infused water, I was like H4O, H10O. Like how many H's are there in this water?
And those have magnesium too, right?
Yeah, magnesium. With I mean electrolytes, that's another trend to receive, but that's a trend that's been happening for like a while. We did get a cool electrolyte product that I like a lot, which is the Rev Gum.
Oh yeah, that was
It's chewing gum
very
with
cool.
electrolytes.
I
Yeah,
feel
I've
my
had some.
mouth is fills with water when I eat that.
Yeah, this has potassium and magnesium in it.
Yeah.
I've been chewing this a lot. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I like it too. And then I think another trend we saw was the ready, like functional meals, ready to eat, to go meals. I think that like that was a trend too in was like 2 years ago, but it was like kind of I think it was like more frozen or in a can where it's like make your life easier, because like everyone is working from home. You want to make it something that is healthy, but is also easy, that it's not going to take like forever. But this year is more like the to go, like going to a hike, and I don't know, you just have to put water,
Yes.
and it's so easy.
So like these, I believe, are supposed to, it says serves one happy camper. Poe and Co, Folk Foods, and then this is Bowl and Kettle. And I think you can just cook it right in the pouch. Yeah, give me
Yeah,
this
you
for
just
you.
add water and eat directly. I tried them.
I don't know if it's gonna get me to go camping, but I like the idea.
Well, I camp on my couch eating them.
There you go. Got another one here too. Good detour. This is Indian vegetarian food on the go. Same thing. You can just make it right in the bag.
Mm.
Really cool.
Which one is it?
This one was Good Detour.
Oh, I have this. I don't know if you can make this right in the bag. I just think this is more of like an instant meal. Mung bean and lentils. I'm really excited to try this. The packaging is beautiful.
I'm having that for dinner tonight. The red
Yeah, no, I'm
lentil one.
definitely trying this one.
Yeah, I like the
And
packaging.
yeah, it's just like you just put it in a pot with water and boom. Also, only 150 calories per cup.
It's pretty
I'll be
good.
trying that. Since we're on the topic of Indian inspired products, that was definitely a trend.
Yes.
Here's another fun one. This chicka chicka.
Oh, I love those. They're
Oh
so
yeah.
fun.
Look how pretty. So beautiful. But it's like those candied fennel seeds that you get at like Indian restaurants to have like after a meal or something.
I
Very
like Indian food, but I never go to Indian restaurants because I'm always afraid it's gonna be too spicy for me.
Order it mild, girl.
Yeah, just get a level 1.
I prefer no spicy at all. Can I ask for that?
I'm sure
Yeah,
you could.
that's
um,
true.
so since you're talking about a few products, Kiki, can you just share a little more, how are Shelfie winners chosen during the process?
Oh gosh. How are Shelfie winners chosen? Because I feel like we have so much to get through. I mean, I think really like it's a slow elimination process, right? Like we're still at like the top of the funnel right now. We're tasting things and we're kind of all saying like I like this, I like that. We all have very different tastes. So we're like compile kind of a cut down list. And then we just have to really start digging into things because it's hard. It's hard to narrow it down to like, 3, 4, 5 finalists per category. We try to do three, but it's really hard. Sometimes we end up with like 4 or 5.
Sometimes we
But I
end
mean,
up in a huge argument too.
yeah,
Hopefully
we do. We
that's
do get into
positive.
arguments. Uh,
It's a healthy argument, don't worry.
yeah. I mean, I think the important things are obviously like taste. Taste is number one. It has to taste good. We look at the ingredients, make sure there's nothing like weird, no weird like preservatives or food colorings or anything like that. And then, I mean, from there, after we've like, gathered all the information we can from your package, then usually we go online, we look at your website, look at your social media, read your story. I mean, really, I feel like what we do to judge the shelfies is very similar to what buyers do whenever you send them your products, taste it, look at the ingredients, read up on it, get to, learn more about you, learn more about your story. Um, and then we go from there. It's tough. It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's very hard because especially like it's over 1,800 products, and we want to make sure that everyone gets a fair play into the process. So we have the time. We take the time to try, read, do everything like for every single product we get. So that's why the process is longer. We're like, finalists are only announced in August, even though you apply in February. And I know you guys feel anxious about it to know, who are gonna be the winners and finalists. But we are a small team. We are three judges, as Caitlin was saying here. Someone asked that, but we do ship boxes to other people from our team. So I have shipped like tons of boxes to other members from our team, but then also we host like friends over so they can try the products as well. Because we also don't think it's fair only for the three of us to choose, the brands and innovations because everyone has a different taste bud. So we really try to make fair that tons of people are trying our product. Any fresh or refrigerated favorites? Mm,
Well, I think you said that you were from Happy Tomato. I really liked I think
sauces.
it was the tomatillo salsa or the green, it was like the verde salsa that you sent. That was an empty jar for me.
Yeah, we got a lot of sauces. I can't remember the name now. Mm,
I
the
know I'm gonna have to like.
frozen tamales was interesting.
Mm.
Oh yeah, those were good. I really liked. Well, this isn't refrigerated. I guess it's frozen. But the lupini pizza, those are really
Hmm.
good. I really like the Unli Meats um vegan pulled pork that they sent, and then also they have these cream puffs that were really really good too.
Yeah, it's hard to remember all the brand's name because it's it's a
Well,
lot.
Yeah, and we got those back in like February, I feel like.
Yeah. I like the was it chaos case that it was like a
Oh,
little
the
brownie
strip.
bites.
Oh.
Oh, Kelsey's.
Kelsey's, yeah.
Yes, those are very good.
Those are very good. Those are
But
refrigerated.
Kaya's, not fresh or frozen. Chips, also very good.
Yeah, also
True.
very good. I
I
wish I
know it's
still
just
had
hard to show the frozen and refrigerated products in the life.
that.
A tip for anybody sending fresh or frozen stuff, we don't need, I'll say this personally, we don't need like six of one of your SKU when you send it. Like some brands would send their products, and I'm like, I wish I had a chest freezer in my house, but I do not. I have a standard size refrigerator. It's hard to fit everything in my fridge or freezer.
Yeah, I think that's actually a tip for brands, even when you're sending products to buyers. Like, we are receiving and buyers are receiving tons of products, right? So if we say on the form that it's only maximum up to 3 SKUs, like one, if you send one product of each SKU, three, it's fine. But some brands send like the 10 SKUs that they have or 10 products of the same SKU. And it's like, it's a lot. So I would say like try to be mindful that we are receiving tons of products, buyers too, and we don't need a
Mhm.
lot of products to try them.
Yeah. I actually had this conversation with some buyers from Earth Fair because I was like, sharing my like samples with them, and they're like, we get so much. And yeah, as Patty was saying, like, it, I feel like the experience that we have as Shelfie judges, we're learning like kind of what it's like to be a buyer, and we can like pass some advice along to the brands. And then like also we're talking to buyers, and buyers are like, yeah, no, like I don't like it when they send a bunch of product either. Like whenever we say 3 SKUs, that means one item of each. There should not be more than 3 individual ones of these in the box. That's it. That's all we need. But yeah.
um,
I would say too, I think a piece of advice that I would like to give people in the fresh or frozen category is to make sure that you label your box properly so that it says keep refrigerated or perishable on the outside. We did have some brands that missed that part. And because we get so many boxes, if I see a perishable or keep refrigerated sticker on a box, I'm going to grab that first thing and put it away. Um, Something else that I would recommend too, like Shelfies aside, just shipping to customers or shipping to buyers, retailers, etc. If you are a fresh or frozen product, do a test ship to a friend or family member in a different state and see if your product stands up to the box and the um, like the freezer packs that you're using. Make sure that it's actually cold when it gets to them.
yeah, I have to say sorry because I know Florida was, because I was based in Florida at the time, and it was so hot. So, like, when I got the products, a lot of them, like, I know that it was not your guys' fault because we got the tracking number, but the ice was already melted. Oh, but yes, I label the frozen and refrigerated outside on the box. It's so crucial because like if we have 30 boxes arriving that day, it doesn't mean we're gonna open all 30 boxes right away. But if it's labeled, we're definitely gonna open them.
For sure.
Uh, Girls, do you have any like advice for new or emerging brands, either about shelfies? I know we're already sharing some here, or something else that you heard from other brands.
I do, yeah. I think if you are a brand, which I assume all of you are, it doesn't matter the category. I personally think you should list your ingredients on your website. I think it's a big miss if you don't list your ingredients on your website and have them be easy to find. Because you're going to find customers that have allergies, you're going to find customers that have um, specific needs or personal standards, and it makes it so much easier for somebody to make their way to the cart and evaluate your product if all of the information is laid out there in front of them. That's my advice.
And also the story about you and your brand. I feel that like sometimes I meet founders that I know about your brand and I meet you at a trade show or an event and then you give me the backstory and I'm like, this is so cool. But I was like, I don't remember reading that on your website. Then I go check the website and the information is not there. So I definitely think that especially nowadays, people want to connect more to the founders, to the story. So making sure that you have a background there, it's important.
Totally. I
Yeah,
echo that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree 100%. To go back to the ingredients thing, also put your ingredients on your product package, which seems like a no-brainer, but we actually have received quite a few. So yeah, we were definitely sending out emails like, "Hey, where's your nutrition label? Like, you're missing your ingredients, your nutrition label on your packaging." Which I know, like when you're first starting out, like that's a whole thing that you have to go through, and technically you're not like required by law if you're selling less than X number of units per year or whatever. But if you're submitting for the Shelfies and or you're trying to get into retail, a retailer is unlikely to carry your product if you don't have the ingredients and your nutrition panel on there. We are also unlikely to select a product that is missing those things. So definitely do that. And then one tip on packaging: put your website and your social media handles on your packaging, so people can find you and connect with you. Because here's the thing: like your package is only this big, however big your package is. You can only put so much information on there. But if you put your website and your social media on there, which is a digital platform that you can constantly be updating, constantly be changing, people can go there and get more information. So I think that is really important. And like Caitlin was saying, especially in this day and age, like everyone, like your website and your social media is such an opportunity for product discovery for people to find you. So definitely want to make sure that you're utilizing those things. Let me see. Do I have any other tips? Yeah, I liked Caitlin's point about doing a test shipment to like a friend or a family member. Um, Beyond being refrigerated and frozen, I think those are huge things. But like, if you have a product in glass, it has to be wrapped, ideally multiple times in bubble wrap. Just throwing it in a box with some like Easter paper in there, some newspaper, it showed up broken. It showed up broken, just so you know. So yeah, I think investing in packaging overall in general, like just your product packaging, your shipping packaging, is really important. Because you're spending so much time, effort, and money to make this product. The last thing you want is for it to not survive shipping. you know if
Very
it's
much
not
so.
surviving shipping to us, it's not surviving shipping to Target, to Walmart, to Sprouts. It's just something you got to figure out. So, and if you want feedback, or let us know. We can be your friend to ship it to if you want. Hmm.
Awesome. Well, I think that we hit the 30 minutes. We like to make shorter lives. So, it's like I know you guys have calls and working as well. But if you do have any questions, you can always send an email to community@startupcpg.com. That's the best way to ask any questions. And we'll get back to you like within 24 hours. And just a reminder that all finalists will be announced in August, winners in September. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining us here, interacting the chat. We always love to get to know you, like the founders and who is behind the brand. And make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. As I said, we post all the webinars recordings, podcast recordings, and we're going to start to create also um, original content for YouTube. So I'm sure you're not going to want to miss that. Caitlin and Kiki, thank you so much for joining me. Any
You?
final words? Something I forgot to announce?
No, I
I
think you
don't
hit all
think.
of it. But yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, or just want to talk to us, you can also always reach us on Slack. So
Yeah,
hop in the
definitely.
Slack.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone. And
Bye.
whoever's going to Summer Fast Food, see you in a week.
Bye.